Hello, so today's day 18 already. That means there's 23 days more to go before my 40th birthday. For today, I'd like to thank God for the experience of activism. This is a follow up to one of the things I mentioned yesterday on the gift of politics, of being a political being for day 17. As citizens of a country, part of our duty to our society and to each other is to hold public officials, public servants accountable for anything and everything they do, private and public, because they are no longer private citizens once they assume public office. Again, they become our servants. In that duty is our moral and social right to question and raise awareness, if not educate, fellow citizens with social issues and propose alternative policies that would help resolve those issues. I first witnessed activism when I was 6 years old. That was back in 1986. Aside from seeing yellow shirts hanging all over the house, in our living room, the dining room, even at my grandfather's office at our ancestral house, I remember that one school night in February, me, my brother, and our cousins were studying at our dining table with our mom seated beside us to make sure that we study and do our assignments. But that night, they, as in the adults, were not focused on us. Instead, they were focused on the radio. And I remember that time when the broadcaster announced that Ferdinand Marcos, the dictator, fled. I can still feel that mixture of relief and excitement from them looking back, even without understanding what was happening back then. The next thing I remember, they closed our books and notebooks, grabbed anything in the house, pots and pans, whatever that can make loud noise, got into our Jeep, and drove around Iloilo City making noises, rejoicing that Ferdinand Marcos, the dictator, fled the country. It is amazing how that shared joy stuck with me, that even without understanding it at that time, but was just feeling it from the adults around me, observing and witnessing the events as it unfolded after that. Looking back now, understanding the events that led to that night makes me emotional. It was a profound experience, and I am grateful of that experience. It planted the seed of my social conscience that was later on watered by what I have learned from school, from knowing history, and from that same observation and witnessing as current events unfold before me. My own personal experience of activism started when I was in senior high school in the seminary, when we were assigned to do voters' education to far flung towns in my province, Iloilo, Philippines, under the Parish Pastoral Council for Responsible Voting, PPCRV. We also serve as citizens watchdog during the day of the election, making sure that the election is free from fraud. I've been assigned to towns that were considered hotspots, and it can be intense, especially when you're tasked to secure election returns. When I was in college, I experienced a lot of civil resistance. And by experience, I mean being actually there and at the forefront. Seminarians, along with other men and women religious, stand as wall between civilians and, to quote Trump, law and order. We were almost at every protest and rallies from the anti VFA or the Visiting Forces Agreement, the Coal Mining Act, the EVAT, and many others. But what tops the most are the demonstrations calling for the impeachment of our presidents Estrada and Arroyo later on. I would write speeches for rallies. Sometimes I would deliver them. Sometimes I would ask others to deliver it for me. Now that all these experiences are coming back to me, all the sights and sounds, the events unfolding in my memory, I thank God I am not spared from all of this. Looking back, though I can't share all of these experiences here and now, I can only take a deep breath and take them all in, ever grateful. As I thank God for the experience of activism, I am mindful of and praying for all those who offer their time and effort, their voices, their energy to speak for us, to stand for us, that with their vocation for what is right, for the truth, they may continue to inspire and empower all of us to do our share, big or small, in our daily lives. And in the long run, make the changes the world needed a reality. Thank you.